So good evening, guys, and welcome you all to IGC. So IGC basically is an institute from Bangalore, and we were conducting offline classes before pandemic. After pandemic, we have started online classes, and now we are Pan India Institute for GATE Online Coaching. And in this session, we'll be discussing about our supports for GATE, EC, EE, and IN, and this is our course details. So most of you will be aware about this. We have shared the brochure, but here again one confusion many of students have about weekends classes and weekdays classes. So this GATE online coaching is basically it's a combined weekdays plus weekends classes. So total 4 to 5 days in a week we have classes. On weekdays we have class in night 9 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. max. It's of like 2 to 2.5 hour session. Saturday timings here it is mentioned 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. But basically now we are conducting classes from 5:30 onward because some of the college students may have class. So we are starting from 5:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. If there will be two classes, if one class, then it is 5:30 p.m. to till 8 p.m. around. Sunday morning slot is 9:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. So if there are two classes, then there will be a half an hour break in between. Till now we were conducting Saturday and Sunday classes for Fab batch, one class, but now it may have two classes. Now the total duration of this course is 500 hours, and the timings again it is 8 to 9 months, but now we have around 7 to 8 months. So that's why Saturday and Sunday there will be two classes. We'll be covering 100% syllabus, which is like all technical subjects, including mathematics and aptitude. And we'll be teaching all the subjects, you guys. Either it is GATE EC core subjects or GATE EE core subjects or GATE IN core subject. And we have subject expert for all core subjects and as well as basic EC subjects. And classes are live interactive classes as like offline classes. So you can ask any doubt in between class or after class or before class. And we always try to keep classes as simple as possible, not making it fancy 3D and all. And classes will not be marathon classes. At IGC, classes will be like scientific. You cannot sit for hours in front of your laptop or your mobile. So each slot will be of maximum 2 to 2.5 hours. Okay, so each class will be of either 2 hours or 2.5 hours, and a break will be given in between. And you will also get recording of live class if you miss any class. All the subjects will be completed on time, and syllabus will be completed by mid of December or max December end. You'll also get study material assignments in e-form, and you guys will get ample amount of mock exams. So we have close to 80 online exams, which are divided in three part: topic wise exams, subject exams, and full length exams. So basically, till November we conduct topic wise exams for every subjects, and then in December we have subject exams, and January we have full length exams. So we have shared the sample exams, sample assignments, sample materials to you guys. Might you guys have gone through that. You will also get good doubt support, and we'll be conducting in between this course duration some doubt classes for every subjects. And at the end, we also take some problem practice classes dedicated for some. Fee is 25K for 1 year, this for GATE 2022 program, and 40K for 23. And concessions are of course applicable for good students and meritorious students. We'll be also providing references for engineering, mathematics, aptitude, and other technical subjects. So this is about course details. Anyone has any concern or doubt on this?
No, sir.
Anyone has any concern or doubt in course part, timing part, support part, what all we provide? Anyone? Okay, if not, let's move to next session. Next part, which is team IGC. So this is our team IGC for GATE EC. So for every subject we have subject expert, and for some of the subjects we have multiple expert, and they all are from either IIT, ISC, or from PSUs. So some of our team member working in some of the PSU, some are in other MNCs. This is team IGC for EE, electrical engineering. So you can see we have multiple expert for core electrical subjects, and electrical engineering syllabus is huge. It is almost 1.6 times of GATE EC syllabus. You can see we have Mr. Ramashankar sir. So he will be taking a demo class on Monday for GATE electrical machine. Okay, but the classes are commencing from tomorrow, so that also we'll discuss at in the subsequent slide. Then we have Mr. Adib sir for power system, Mr. Vijay sir, which he has also expertise in power electronics and digital. Mr. Arnav is there. He is also from core EE, and expertise in instrumentation and measurements, control, and other core electrical subjects. And this is the GATE INE team. And in GATE INE, we have two core expert, Mr. Utpal sir and Rahul sir. So Rahul sir is also expert in basic EC subjects like digital electronics, network circuits, and he's heading our teams in all three departments now. And this is how the course covers over the duration. So you can see for each branch how we are going to complete the syllabus in the duration of 7 to 8 months. So we are starting with three subjects, circuit theory, signal system, and mathematics, and then next sets of subjects, how it will be taken. So this all provided. And you can see all, of course, EE and IN has more syllabus. And in fact, in 2021, in IN branch, they have added in electrical machine part also, and some basics of electromagnetic theory as well. So anyone has any concern here in terms of the syllabus coverage or in terms of the team, how we are going to teach? Anyone? Okay, if not, let's move to next part. So these are our sample work. So we have shared with you, most of you might have gone through. So we have sample study materials available on this link. We have sample assignments, sample online exams. I think it's not clickable, but you guys can go through all these. The sample videos are available on YouTube, and we are sharing many videos either for PSU exams or for previous year's paper solution or basic concepts, and we'll be keep doing that. So you guys can follow us on YouTube. And these are our some of the achievers in last 3 years. We have been conducting these branches EC electrical and IN from GATE 2019. So this is 2021 result. So we have best rank in INE 264, in electrical 719, in EC 732, and in GATE 2020. These are the top rankers. And these are the rankers in GATE 2019. The best rank was the rank 341. So, and these are our PSU achievers in recent time. So Mr. Prashant got in Coal India, Mr. Ram got in DRDO, and these are our contact details. So if you guys want to contact us, this is our contact number, mail IDs, our website, and other details are available here. Yeah. So this is about whole this is whole about IGC and the course which we are going to provide you guys. So few more things I'll share with you guys. Basically, one more important things is IGC website. So about class schedule. So you guys will see every week's class schedule on IGC website. So for May batch also, like Feb batch, class schedule will be shared on website. So here you can see in which date who is going to teach and what time. And we always plan well and we execute our task in the same way. So this is about the timetable part, and you can see the timetable is available for last 3 years. So you guys will not see this, okay, course is not completed or how it will be completed or who will be teaching. We have consistent number of teacher, okay, and they complete their part on time and with the complete commitment and dedications. Another important things which is very important for us is feedback after every class. So we share this student feedback form, and we ask to provide all your concerns and problems or any other feedback. So you guys can share, and we take actions on that, and we share those feedbacks to concerned team member also. And other you can find in get downloads previous year's question papers, which are authentic questions paper, and the key is also available with that. And whatever information I'm sharing, it's all available on website. And if you want to register for classes after attending this demo class, then you have to go in admission page. Then first you have to pay fee, and fee is also mentioned transparently for each course, and what all we provide in that. If you are applicable for concession, you can claim. Once you pay fee, then you have to submit, this registration form with the all genuine details. Okay, so these are the options, and here again you can find about our teams. All the details are available, same which I have provided. Okay, so this is about that. Now, if you go to our sample work, you can go to get downloads. You can find in get study material page. So you can find here all the sample work are listed. Let's go for any assignments. So this is one of the assignments. So this is the assignments for signal. So like this, we have assignments for every subjects, and multiple assignments are there for self practice. So once you join, you will get all these assignments and study material through Google Drive. And if you take IN, so you can see one of the sample assignments. So this is what we do. Apart from this, you guys can see the sample study materials. Let's open for any subject. So, okay, this is also one of the assignments. So you guys can solve these assignments. And here also sample study material is available. So you guys can go through these sample materials, and all these you guys will get one time through Google Drive. Someone may ask why you are not providing hard copy material. So for me, it's a very simple answer. We do not charge anything for study material. It is free of cost. And another thing, if you go through, any topper's talk, everyone says you should make your own notes. So when you want to make your own notes, then there is no use of buying so many hard copy books from any institute. Instead, that you can make your own notes using this e-form of notes, class notes, good reference books. So this is what our philosophy behind not providing hard copy books. And another part which is like online exams. So once you join IGC, you will get these credentials for online exams, and we have online exams which are in a different category. Or let's see some basic subjects. So control system, you can see we have the 3 exams as of now available. So these exams will also get increased this year. Some more exams we will add. So like that, for every topic, we take exams, and exams will be also on exactly on gate environment. So virtual calculators and other things are available here. And if you find any mistakes also, you can inform. We'll be happy to correct. Okay, so there can be any issue, we will try to address. So after submission of exams, you will get immediately result, and this is how this result will be. And here you will see all the answer keys, also the good analysis, like time is spent in each question and other stuffs, your rank, your comparison. So you'll get all these details, minute details. And this is our test series portal. Apart from that, classes, IGC online classes are not conducted on any Zoom or WebEx or any other tool. It is on IGC's own tool, which is known as IGC online teaching platform, and this is our online teaching platform. And here, if you take any subjects like control system from last year, you can take. So all the recording will be available in same place, in the same classroom link, and you can watch recording. And the new version of this tool is also coming, where some of you guys, Vinuta, are you there? That speed option is not there, right? To increase the video speed and all in the current player. So that also will come now, and more features will come. So this is the within a week we will release that new version. So that will be fantastic. Okay, some more good options are coming in the new tool. Okay, and class environment, if you want to see, if I just start class, it will be perfect offline kind of class. So you will see this is a whiteboard, and here the teacher will be teaching. So this is how we have built our capabilities for providing a complete comprehensive support for GATE studies. And at IGC, we are only committing you guys to GATE, PSUs, and any state PSU exams. We are not committing you guys for engineering service exam. So our support will be completely dedicated for GATE, of course, that is one, then other PSU exams, and then any other state PSU exams you can crack with our support. Okay, so that's all from my side. Anyone has any concern or doubt on this course details, either who have joined late IGC for Feb batch, or those who have joined now, or those who are going to join after this demo session? Anyone? Okay, because most of you might have got all the information through our brochure, so I am fine. Yes, Rahul sir, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we'll start a technical session, and I'll give presenter to you now.
Okay, sir. Sir, at
Yeah.
the end, I will ask them the same thing which you told now.
And you are well aware of every details. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now on, you can take care of this part.
Okay.
And one more thing I want to tell, I will not be.
Sir, you face any doubt or any difficulty in the class? So wait, let me share my screen. So am I audible properly?
Yes, sir.
Is my screen sharing okay with you people?
Yes.
So you can do what? There are two ways in which you can directly talk to me. Either you can chat, okay? You can chat. If you don't feel shy, then you can directly talk to me, okay? So you can do whatever you wish. So let me check how many of you have joined. So 15. So two of them are myself, because I need to see the chats also. Is my voice proper?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I
Yes.
don't think you people might be hearing this double, because I'm connecting with my phone also for this chat version, because I need to see your chat, which I cannot see actually when I go with the screen sharing option. Okay. So let us begin then our network. So first thing first, I will be discussing the syllabus with you people. Okay. So syllabus for all the three branches, ECE, electrical and instrumentation, it is the same. See, now means in 2021, this network, they have clubbed it with, for ECE, they have clubbed it with signal and system. Electrical, it is separate. And for IN it is clubbed with, I think, DC machines. Okay. So syllabus, if you see, it is same. 100% it is same for all the three departments. Okay. So EC, you can check, it is circuit analysis, means in this we have node and mesh analysis, superposition theorem. So from here, basically it is network theorem, superposition theorem, Thevenin theorem, Norton theorem, reciprocity theorem. So this is your sinusoidal steady state analysis, also known as SQBA. Okay, sinusoidal steady state analysis, phasors, complex power. So most of the ECE and IN people, they face difficulty from this part. Phasor, complex power, this two, and we have some more, phasor, complex power, and another is your AC analysis. Basically all the AC analysis thing, because you people don't read phasors that much. Okay, phasors or complex number is not extensively used for ECE and IN, but electrical, they people are just fine with all those things. So it's okay. In the class we are going to see everything. I will be taking the basics of complex number also. So then we have maximum power transfer. So this is basically in this only, network theorem. Okay, so I don't know how they have written the syllabus. Maximum power transfer theorem is part of network theorem, and this is time and frequency domain analysis. This is all your transient analysis, this whole. Okay, time and frequency domain analysis of linear circuit, RL, RC, RLC, solution of network equation using Laplace transform. Okay, so this is all your transient analysis and one of the most important part of network. And this is what? This is two-port network. You can see linear two-port networks. So this is all the syllabus for EC. Now for electrical also it is the same, network element, ideal voltage source, current source. So this is basic, dependent source, RLC, M elements, network solution method, KCL, KVL, node and mesh analysis. So up to this point, this is your basics. Then you have network theorem. In that, Thevenin theorem, Norton superposition. Look, here they have written it properly. But in ECE, I don't know what has happened. They have just jumbled up. Okay. So from here we have transient response. You can check transient response of DC-AC network, SQ-based circuit, resonance, two-port network, balanced three-phase circuit. This is little bit extra, but it's okay. Just a second. Then we have start to delta transformation, complex power, and power factor in AC circuit. So this is for core electrical. This topic is quite simple compared to EC and IN student. For you people, it is quite simple. I am assuming that. Okay.
Sir, I can't hear it properly, sir.
You can't hear my voice properly? What about others?
We're able to hear you now. There was a small break.
Yeah.
Now is it okay?
Yeah. Okay, sir.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
fine.
Yeah. So for IN, it looks little bit bigger than the other two department, but trust me, it is the same thing. Okay. So you can check, it is what voltage and current source, independent, dependent, ideal and practical. So they have written each of the topic, subtopic and everything, it is written here. Okay. Kirchhoff law, mesh and nodal superposition, Norton maximum power transfer and reciprocity theorem, fine. Then we have peak average. So this comes in our basic only, peak average and RMS value of AC quantities. Then we have apparent active and reactive power, complex power, phasor analysis, impedance, admittance, series and parallel resonance, locus diagram. Anybody heard about this locus diagram? Locus diagram?
Nyquist plot.
Pardon, I couldn't hear you.
Nyquist plot, sir.
What?
Nyquist plot.
Yeah, Nyquist plot. Yeah, it is kind of Nyquist plot, you can say. Okay. So locus diagram, it is kind of Nyquist plot. Here also we plot it versus frequency. Okay. Angular frequency, we plot this diagram, magnitude and phase. So we are going to see all those things. Realization of basic filters with R, L and C elements. So basically we are going to see high pass filter, low pass filter using RC, RL circuit. Then we have transient analysis of RLC circuit with AC excitation, one port and two port network. So basically driving point impedance, admittance. So what is this driving point impedance? Which parameter? Anyone have any idea?
Z11.
Yeah, Z parameters.
Yeah, Z
Driving
parameters.
point impedance function. So these are my, all the parameters are Z parameter or open circuit parameters also known as. Okay. So these are open circuit parameters also. And admittance is basically Y parameter. So this is what they have written once again, open and short circuit parameter. Okay. So I don't know means what were they thinking while framing this, what you say, syllabus. I don't know. Okay. So now if I talk about the recent trends in our network or circuit theory. So questions, if you see the weightage for electrical, this is the last 6 years, 7 years I have taken. So you can see from 2014, 7 mark was asked in electrical, in ECE, it was 10 marks, in IN, 13 marks. So in 2014, I gave GATE. So my network is very good. So that is why I am teaching also. So network, it was asked for 13 marks. Okay. So you can see means for electrical and IN, it is next to your core subject, because if they are asking more months and an average of 8 to 11 marks or 9 to 12 marks, so it is quite important in deciding your rank. And the questions are also very simple. Means most of the question, 90% of the question, they are very simple. If your basics is very strong, very good, you can solve any network or any questions that has been asked in your GATE and even in your engineering services or any PSC. Okay, you won't face any difficulty anywhere. Even for EC, you can check. I have given the range as 7 to 10. You can see any previous year questions from any year, and you will see minimum 3 to 4 questions of network or questions related to network. As you know, this network and signal, okay, these are our basic subjects. Means if you want to build your basics, all the subject, other subjects are based somewhere, they are based on this too. Like control system requires extensive signals. If you go to analog electronics requires application of both network and signal. Even if you go to EMT, it is also dependent on network. Okay, communication, it is based on signal. Any subject you take, see, I have little bit less knowledge about electrical, because I have, means your core subjects I don't know, to be very honest. Means my MTech degree is in electrical, but I don't know about your core subjects. But all the common subjects and the core subjects of ECE and in both of that I am very sound. Okay, so you can ask me anything related to ECE and IN, I will be able to answer. But for electrical, I think in the core part I am not that much comfortable. Okay.
Okay.
So any doubts up to this point?
No, sir.
Wait a second, my chat box. Yeah. So now talking about reference books and reference things. So first thing is my notes. Whatever I teach you in class, so you have to make proper notes. Means let me check how many of my students are here. So yeah, Puneet, Shreyas S, Shreyas V, Sukrit, Tyagarajan. So they are all my class students. So they know how I actually extensively, I scold them also to make notes. I check their notes personally. Means randomly any day after class, I tell them to actually send me the notes. Okay, so they click pictures and send me. You can also cross check with them. So I am very means what, possessive about making notes, and I ensure that all of my students, they make a very good notes. Okay. Second thing, still if you are very interested in reading books, so that is preferable. So you can read this book by Alexander Sadiku. Okay, Alexander Sadiku. I think the book name is Fundamental of Electric Circuit. Third book is your Hat and Kimberly. So this is also a very good book. I don't know the name. Okay, I remember the books by the author's name. Okay, and the fourth book, this is very old book, but very good and very extensive coverage of all the theories. Okay, so this book is, I don't think any one of you might have heard about this name also. Charles A. Deuser. Okay, so this is a very good book and it has been written in the early 60s. Okay, so this is also a very good book. And for questions, if you require very tough level, very conceptual level questions, you can just see. But this is not required. Okay, if you solve just this book, only questions of this book, it is very fine. You are going to solve all the questions of GATE examination. It will be very easy for you, cakewalk for you. And if you want to build very good concept in your network, then you should refer this book. Okay, and all of the books, they are available online in PDF form. No need to purchase any of the books, you can get it. Okay, so any doubts till now?
No, sir.
So you want to ask something, anyone? Anyone want to ask? So 22 people are online here. Okay, so then we are going to start with the basics of circuit theory. Okay, so today's class, it is basically an introductory class. I won't be taking that much extensive theory or extensive explanation from any, means I will not be giving that much. Okay, so you can understand, because we have till 7:30 only time, it's already 6:10. So first thing first, let me ask you, this whole circuit theory, what is the main assumption that we are making in this circuit theory? Anyone want to say? What is the basic, means what I should say, assumption that we are making here before studying circuit theory?
Linear circuits.
Pardon, I couldn't hear you.
Linearizations.
Yeah, linear, we assume that, but even we can apply non-linear circuits also, we can see. Like power calculation is your non-linear thing. Okay, still in circuit theory we calculate power, if you know. Okay, power is, if you know, it is I square R. So power is basically dependent on I square. So this is non-linear. Okay, non-linear thing, non-linear function, still we can calculate it. But there is one more basic assumption that we are making to the element. In the elemental level of circuit theory, there is one very major assumption that we are making.
You mean lumped elements?
Yep, we are always talking about lumped elements. In circuit theory, everything that we are studying is lumped elements. So at the moment, I am just introducing you to the name lumped elements. Later on in this, slides only, consecutive slides, I am going to explain you what is lumped elements, what are distributive elements. So this total basic circuit theory is based on your lumped elements. And if you study EMT, electromagnetic field theory, it is based on your distributed elements. Okay, distributed elements. So with that, let me tell you what are the different types of network elements. Okay, types of characteristics, I can also say characteristics of different network elements. So first is what? Linear and non-linear element. So what do we mean by linear elements? Any example of linear elements?
Resistor.
Resistor.
Yeah.
So one of the example is resistor. Any other example? Is diode your linear element? Diode?
No, non-linear.
Diode is your non-linear element. What about BJT?
Non-linear.
Non-linear. What about op-amp?
Both maybe, sir. Linear or
Pardon, I
non-linear.
couldn't hear you. So my
Based on-
students, they know what is op-amp, so you people don't
Yeah.
need to answer. I have grilled you in the last class only, means op-amp, what it is. So others can say, what is op-amp? Op-amp, is it linear device or non-linear device?
If it's
I
a
think
negative
it is
feedback,
linear,
we can use it. Sir, if it's negative feedback, then we can use it as a linear element.
we can obtain linear operations using op-amp, right?
See, the characteristics of op-amp, it looks something like this. If you check, it looks something like this.
Yes, sir.
Input output characteristics. Okay, so this is my V out and this is my V in. This is plus Vsat,
Minus.
this is minus Vsat. So op-amp is basically a non-linear device, but in a simple, means in a range of operation, in the operating range in which we operate the op-amp, we consider it to be linear. You can see in this range, op-amp is working as a linear device. Okay, so op-amp is a non-linear device, but we use it in the linear range of op-amp. So that is why we are telling what op-amp is a linear device. Or also we study this subject known as linear integrated circuit. Okay, so that subject is totally based on this range only, in the linear range of op-amp. Okay, so yes, I was talking about linear and non-linear elements. So you people told me, sir, resistor is a linear device. So what is the characteristics of linear device? That the characteristics of linear circuit elements are, that is its VI characteristics. Okay, VI characteristics, it is in the form of straight line passing through the origin. Straight line passing through the origin. So this is what? This is a linear element. What about this one? Is it linear or non-linear?
No, sir.
It is
Non-linear.
non-linear. Okay, non-linear. Why? This is a straight line, but it is not passing through origin. Linear elements are always in the form y is equal to mx. Okay, the moment they are y
MX
is
plus-
equal to mx plus c, that means what? It is non-linear. What about this one? Is it linear or
Not linear.
non-linear? It is quite
Non-linear.
simple. It is quite obvious that it is non-linear. What about the elements L and C?
Linear, sir.
They are linear or non-linear?
Linear, sir.
Think once again. What
R
about?
is linear, L and C is non-linear.
It is linear only when I tell you the inductor and capacitor, it is initially uncharged. Okay, initially it is unenergized inductor and capacitor. Why? If it has initial charge or initial means if in L we have initial magnetostatic energy, so what will happen?
A straight line will not
And
pass
have a
through origin.
voltage.
It will be in this form.
Yeah,
Okay, it will be in this form. You can even check. VCT is what? It is integration of minus infinity to t
1 by C integral.
dt or
Yeah.
t tau I can write. Okay, because I have kept this t here. So
Yes.
now if I solve it, so this is somewhat in this form, 0 to t IC tau d tau plus
T of
VC
minus.
0 minus. Now take Laplace. Taking Laplace equation means Laplace transform both sides, what will happen? So let me take one more page here.
1 by CS.
IS plus what
V
should
naught
I
by
write? Huh?
V naught by S.
Yeah. VC 0 minus by
I-
S.
by S.
So you
Yeah.
can see there is some initial value, and this is in the form y is equal to mx plus c. Okay, so initial value in any place, initial value, it introduces your non-linearity.
Non-linear.
Okay, so similarly you can write for L also. So remember this, in circuit theory or even in control system, we always make this assumption also, that all the energy storing element, it is basically discharged at the starting of my circuit. Okay, so that is also a very basic assumption that we make. So the next is what? It is your bilateral and unilateral element. So what do we mean by bilateral element and what do we mean by unilateral element? Anyone want to say?
Sir, if we change the polarity also, the property will be same.
Yes.
Unilateral.
In bilateral element, even if we change the direction of flow of current, impedance remains the same. Impedance, if it remains the same, all the characteristics, it remain the same.
Yeah.
Okay. And for unilateral element, it offers different impedance in the different region of the characteristics. Okay. So suppose if I have a VI characteristics, means VI graph. So in this region, your impedance will be positive. Why positive? Because V is positive,
Positive I is
I is positive. In this region, impedance will be negative. Why? V is positive, but I is negative. In this region, impedance will be positive. Why? Both V and I, they are negative. And in this region, Z is again negative. Why? Because V is positive, but current is negative. Okay. So basically in this region, if your graph or your characteristics, it lies in the first quadrant and third quadrant, then it will be bilateral. And if it lies in your any other quadrant, that means what, second or fourth quadrant, it will be unilateral elements. Okay. So one thing, tell me here, so what kind of element is this? Bilateral or unilateral?
bilateral.
This is bilateral, because why? Why are my class students so silent today? Means, are you people enjoying or what? Let me check how many of you are here. So Rishit, Sayak, Shreyas, Sukrit, Vinutha and Vishwanathan. Okay, even Naveen we have here, Puneet, Priyadarshan. So today you people are enjoying, means it's okay. So yes, this is what? This is bilateral element. Why bilateral? Because you can check impedance, it is always positive. Okay.
Positive.
What about this one? Is this bilateral or unilateral?
Uni.
Why unilateral? Think. Bilateral offers the same impedance. Same. Here it is positive, here it is positive. Here what about it? So here you can see it is negative, it is negative. So it is offering the same impedance. So is it now bilateral or unilateral?
Bilateral.
Yes, this is also bilateral. Why am I writing with red pen? What about this one? This is positive, impedance is positive, impedance is negative. So this is unilateral. Okay. What about this one? What about this one? Z is positive here, Z is positive here. Okay. So this is also bilateral. Okay. Now one important conclusion I want to tell you. Listen what I am telling. If it is right or wrong, you people have to tell me. All the linear elements are bilateral, but reverse is not true. Tell me, is this statement correct? All the linear elements are bilateral, but reverse is not true. Tell me, is this statement correct or incorrect? Tell me fast.
Yes, sir.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What, yes or no? I couldn't hear you properly.
Yes, sir. Yes.
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 Okay, yes, yes. This statement is correct. All the bilateral elements, sorry, all the linear elements are bilateral, but reverse is not true. This is linear element and you can see it is bilateral. Okay.
Bilateral.
Even this is linear, but also this is bilateral. Okay. This is also linear element. Straight line passing through the origin. Here we have negative slope. So tell me such characteristics where you people might see such characteristics where we have negative impedance in total.
Transfer impedance, sir.
Transfer impedance, yes, I can say. But what about any
Um,
other elements?
Like a dependent source in the circuit, then
Yeah,
we get-
dependent source it can have. Dependent
Yeah.
source it can have.
then negative impedance.
They have negative impedance. So that is why they are never reciprocal also. Okay,
Yes.
due to this inverse means negative impedance. So any active source, it has what? It has your negative impedance. Okay, so we are going to see that also. So I forgot, actually I had to discuss one more thing. Okay, it's okay, I forgot then. Yeah, remember this point. So now let us come to passive and active elements. Okay, passive and active elements. So what do we mean by passive and active elements? Passive elements are those elements which absorb power, and active
Yeah.
elements are those elements which delivers power. We have always seen this line also, that active elements are those elements which offer negative impedance, and passive elements are those elements which offer positive impedance. Okay, so we have seen this. Now anyone want to justify this second statement? This one you know, okay, how to derive this or tell that active element delivers power, we all know this, but anyone want to say this about this one, negative impedance?
When the source delivers, current will be negative, no, sir.
Pardon?
Whenever a source supplies, the current will be negative and the voltage will be positive. So, is that how the negative impedance is there?
Current
source.
negative, what you
Voltage
said?
source. Voltage source.
Yeah, voltage source.
When
So
it supplies current, the current through it is negative, right?
yes, it is not the correct way of saying that. What you are saying, I am understanding that you have reached the answer, but it is not the correct way of saying that. Look, I will show.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Suppose this is my voltage source. Okay. So ideally this will be what? V. Now inside this, let me assume we have a resistor. Okay, we have a resistor, something like this, and current, if it is flowing in this direction, so you can see what, according to Ohm's law, or I can say what is the direction of conventional current? Direction of conventional current, it always flows from positive to negative, but as this voltage source, it is delivering power, so current will be flowing out from this positive. So you can see the direction of current is opposite to the direction of conventional current. Okay, so ideally current flows in a resistor from positive side to negative side, but here it is flowing from negative side to positive side, so that is why we have negative impedance. Okay, negative impedance we have. Okay, even this can be taken for your current source also. Now the biggest confusion people face is, where should we put positive and where should we put negative? So always remember, wherever there is this head of the arrow, you are going to put plus, and in the tail of the arrow, you are going to put minus. So again the same thing, current is going from negative to positive. So if there is a resistance here any place, so what will happen? You can see the direction of current through this resistor is what? It is basically opposite to the directional of the conventional current. So that is why we always say active elements are those elements which deliver power, or they offer what? Negative impedance. Okay, they offer negative impedance. So this is a voltage source. What is happening here? Is it absorbing power or delivering power?
Absorbing. sir.
Absorbing power. So I think I have explained you this slide also. So very good, actually it is time saving for me. So I had written this slide over here, so it will be very easier for me now to explain it. It's okay. Fine. So yeah, this is absorbing power. Absorbing power. Why? Because current means this current is entering through the positive terminal, and what will be the resistance? Resistance, you will see resistance, not sorry, resistance, impedance will be what? Impedance will be positive. Why? Because current, it is flowing in the direction, the external current is flowing in the directional of conventional current from positive to negative. So this impedance will be positive. Okay. Okay. With that, any doubts up to this point? Tell me.
I have one question.
Yeah.
You mentioned a resistor having a positive and negative terminal, but resistors don't have that, do they?
But resistors do assume when you apply external source,
Okay.
this resistor, it has no defined terminal. Okay, this can be positive, this can be negative, or this can be negative, this can be positive. Okay, I don't know, basically even saying this also is wrong. So this is a resistor, I don't know. Okay, I don't know. Now suppose if I connect it to a voltage source, something like this. So now tell me what is happening. Immediately this point, this terminal will become positive, this will become negative. Current will flow in this direction. Okay, current will flow in this direction if this is V and this is I. To maintain your KVL equation, to maintain the KVL equation, what will happen? Minus V plus IR should be equal to 0. So that means what? V equal to IR. So now you see what? This is this is plus, this is minus. They change according to the current direction. Yes, they change according to the current direction. No, they don't change according to the current's direction. Even if I tell what? Suppose, yeah, you can change it according to the direction of current. It's okay. You can change it according to the direction of current. Now suppose what I want to say is, this is my current. Now let me assume the current is flowing in this direction. Okay, current is flowing in this direction. So this will now become what? This will become, still if you keep it the same, so what will happen? If you start from here, so this will be what? Minus V. You are going in the opposite direction of current. So my direction of KVL is something like this. So minus V minus IR equal to 0. So V equal to minus IR. Now it is coming to keep the KVL intact. Okay. So Sayak has told this correct. They change the polarities according to the direction of current or according to the applied voltage in between the terminals. Clear on this point?
Yes.
Okay, if it is clear, then one by one tell me what are all these elements, active, passive, what? So in English also we have something known as active voice and passive voice. Okay. Yeah. So I don't know, means from where it came. So tell me, this first figure A, is it active or is it a passive element? Means this VI characteristics, is it of a passive element or active element? Pardon?
Passive.
Yes, passive element. Why passive element? Because you can see the impedance is positive.
Yeah.
Here it is negative. So this is what? Okay, so let me write P. This is active element. What about this place? Here impedance is positive, this is negative, so this will be active. Here you can see impedance is positive, here also it is positive. So this is what? Passive. What about this one? This is, you can see, only positive. So this is also passive. This one, here you can see it is negative. Here also it is positive, sorry. So this is your active element. Okay. So this is all about active and passive elements. Now we have something known as lumped and distributed elements. Okay. So tell me what is lumped elements and what is distributed element. Okay, so I have this very bad habit of writing and then asking you. So yes, now tell me, what do you mean by lumped and distributed elements? What do you mean? What do you mean actually by this lumped? And don't tell me what I have written, okay? So why do we assume all the circuit elements to be lumped elements? I need to know that.
Otherwise, calculation becomes really difficult. Like in power systems, you have, the resistor along the entire line.
Yes. So basically in lumped elements, what happens? I am considering the elements as a point singularity. Okay, point singularity. Okay, what do I mean by that? Suppose I have a resistor. Okay, so in India, the frequency is what? AC frequency is 50 Hz. So if I want to calculate the wavelength, wavelength comes out to be 3 into 10 to the power 8 by 50. So that is 0.6 into 10 to the power 7. So that is 6. So 6,000 kilometer. Okay, 6,000 kilometer. And the size of resistor, if you see, it is nearly around 5 mm or 6 mm like that. Okay, not even a centimeter. So in comparison to this wavelength, the dimension of this element, it is very, very small. Okay, very, very small. So I can assume it to be a point object, or I can say those are my singular elements. Okay, so basically lumped elements are those elements which have relatively very small size compared to the wavelength corresponding to the operating frequency. But distributed elements are those elements which have size comparable to this wavelength. Okay, wavelength corresponding to the operating frequency. Suppose if you are transmitting AC signal having this frequency over a 1000 kilometer line. Okay, so in transmission line we have everything in distributed form. Okay, so now this 1000 kilometer is comparable to 6000 kilometer. So that is why when we have distributed elements, we have in the EMFT chapter, we are going to see all about distributed elements and distributed properties. So basically whatever you see like Ohm's law or Ohm's law, it is derived from Maxwell equation. You people know this? Pardon?
No.
So Ohm's law, it is derived from Maxwell equation. I am going to show you. So basically Maxwell equation, it is based for distributed elements. Okay, it is based for distributed elements. So we have taken certain assumptions there, and then Ohm's law, we get the Ohm's law from the Maxwell equations. Okay, so this is all about distributed and lumped elements. Any doubt, any place? Any doubts? Okay, so the next topic that we have, let me check how many of you are present. Still 21 people, so that's a good number. So time variant and time invariant system. Anyone want to say what is time variant and time invariant system? So basically transfer function can be written for which of the two?
Time invariant
Yes, time invariant.
means which does not change according to time. Function.
Linear time invariant. Transfer function can be written for linear time invariant. So that is why in control system you people see the definition of transfer function as Laplace transform of output divided by the Laplace transform of input, keeping all the initial conditions 0. So initial conditions, why do we keep 0? That I have mentioned. Okay,
Linear.
so yeah, so now I was talking about time variant and time invariant. So basically the VI characteristics, if it doesn't changes with time, so that type of element is known as my time invariant element. And the opposite is what? If its VI characteristics changes with time, so that is what? That is my time varying element. So any example of time varying element?
Like a sinusoid signal, sir.
Sinusoidal signal? I am talking about VI characteristics, element,
Okay, okay, fine.
not signal. Okay, so that is a time varying signal. Yeah. Any element, any network element. Okay, what about time invariant element? First, tell me that.
Resistor.
Resistor, transistor, diode, everything are my time invariant element. What about this is the characteristics of time invariant element, this one also, this one also. What about this one? This is, you can see it is time varying. For different time, I am having what? Different VI characteristics. So have you people heard about light dependent resistor? Light
Yes.
dependent resistor. So its resistance changes with the light. When maximum light is falling on it, it will have the least resistance. When zero light is falling on it, it will have the maximum resistance. So you people have seen this solar light in the street. Okay, street lights, they have installed this solar panel and they are using this LDR only. In very vague example I am telling. Okay, so LDR switches are basically used. So in the morning, you people have seen that light, it switches off, and in night it glows. So basically we have LDR in those circuits. So what happens in night when there is zero light? Okay, so inverse actually is happening. So at that point your resistance will be zero. At the morning, light as it is falling, maximum light when it falls, the resistance will be maximum, so that no current is flowing and your circuit will be in open circuit state. Okay, so if someone asks you that what is the example of time variant element, I have written system. So always in the practice of, means these all terms are used in your signal system. So that is why I have written it. So you can say a time variant element is an means a LDR, light dependent resistor. So any doubt? Any doubts, anyone?
No, sir.
Okay. So I have one question for you people. What you want, what I want, you have to say whether all this VI characteristics, whether it is what linear or non-linear first. Then what we have seen, active or passive. Then what, bilateral and unilateral. And these are all lumped elements. Okay, lumped elements and time invariant you can see. So out of this 1, 2 and 3, you have to write which one of them is what. Okay, so right, I am giving you just 1 minute. Are you people making notes?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
See, if you join my class, I am very strict about making notes. Okay, so at the end I will tell you about my journey and then we will stop today's session. Okay,
Okay, sir.
so this first session, I think we have more than 30 or 40 slides, so we cannot complete it today. So it's okay. Even in our first session, what we are going to have in our platform, again, I am going to teach you the same thing. So it's okay. So you can see there are a lot of things in this. Oh, sorry, I had given you the question and I am browsing through the slides. So that is not cool. Yeah. So tell me once you are done. Okay. Sayak, how are you? And Priyadarshini, how is everything at your home? Okay, fine. And your father, is he okay? Good to hear. So all of you, please take care of yourself and your dear ones. Don't go outside, means if it is not quite necessary. So I am staying at Barodara and things are very difficult here. Okay, very tough. So I don't know where all of you are staying. So you people are from, means I know about my students, but like few names, Appu also I know. Avinash, Ayushi, Ganesh, Gomti, Naveen, Puneet I know, Risit is my student, Sayak, Shreyas, Shreyas, Sri, they are also my students. Sripada I don't know, Sukrit is also my student, and Tyagarajan, Vinuta, Vishwanathan, they are also my students. Bangalore, okay, good. Chennai also. So yes, have you people solved this question? Done, everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. So is this element linear or non-linear?
Linear.
What this is?
Linear.
Linear.
Okay, you people are saying me linear. You people are saying me linear. What about this one? Active or passive elements?
Passive.
Passive.
Passive. Okay. Okay, I'm going to use some different color here. So you are saying me this is linear, this is passive, and whether it is bilateral or unilateral?
Bilateral.
Bilateral. Fine. So bilateral, you can say why? Because positive impedance is offered. Passive, why? Positive. But this is not linear. Why this is not linear? Because this is not straight line totally passing through origin. It is ending here. Okay. It is not like, means, so this is the characteristics of diode. If I make a linear assumption of this diode, it looks somewhat like this. Means my diagram is not that much good. It looks something like this. Okay. So this is not linear. This is non-linear. Okay. For linear, it should always pass through origin like this. Okay.
Sir,
Yeah, tell me.
sir, but you can write y is equal to mx for that graph now, v by I
I
graph that
need
you're showing.
to write it for the whole range of V and I. Y is equal to mx, you can write. But for the whole range. So specifically, I have taken this question because I wanted to show you this. So Vinuta, she had written first is non-linear, very good. Okay. So any other doubts in this question? See, if you people remember, I told you about op-amp also. It was something like this. Okay. So in this whole range, you need to write. In the range, you need to write, not in the positive region. It is acting as your linear, means it is in the form of y is equal to mx. Then you can say it is linear. No. Okay. It is not linear. Clear, everyone? Any doubts? Anyone have any doubts? Tell me yes or no. Okay. You people are having any doubts or what? Tell me. I am ready to explain. Okay, fine. What about this one? This is quite simple. You can see this is non-linear, this is active, and this is unilateral. Okay, why? Because here it is negative, here it is positive, means your impedance. Okay. What about this one?
Non-linear.
This is non-linear. You can see it is straight line passing through origin, but we have a straight point here. So this is non-linear. This is what? This is your passive element. Why passive element? Because it is positive, and this is also positive. What about, is it unilateral or is it bilateral?
Bilateral.
Why bilateral? See, one point I skipped actually. Yes, I told you, I forgot something here. See, in bilateral, I forgot to mention one thing. All the bilateral, sorry, actually I forgot. That is what I was thinking. I told you also, I forgot something to tell here. Characteristics of bilateral element are similar from the origin, or it is quite like your, means if you keep a mirror at your y is equal to mx line, if you keep a mirror at y is equal to mx or y equal to minus mx, then the characteristics should look similar. Okay, it should be a mirror image. Look here, even here if you keep a mirror, so you can see what, this is similar in both the axes. Okay, so bilateral element, it should be, I forgot the exact term what it is said here, means what it is said for odd and even functions. What do we use for even function? It should be that we keep this mirror here and we say it should be symmetrical. Yeah, I remember now. For even function, it should be symmetrical about your y-axis, and for odd function, it should be symmetrical about origin. So all the bilateral elements are basically symmetrical about your origin. It should be symmetrical about origin. So bilateral elements are symmetrical about origin. Okay, so remember this point. Yeah, symmetric. Thank you, Vinuta. Matlab, I remembered it before you said, but still thanks. So you can see, is it symmetrical? Is this symmetrical about this origin?
No.
No. So that is why this is unilateral. Okay, this is unilateral. What about this one? Is it linear, non-linear?
Non-linear.
Speak little bit louder. I cannot hear you. This is non-linear. What about, is this active or passive?
Active.
Active. Why active? Because here it is negative.
Active.
Here it is negative. Is it bilateral or unilateral? Yeah, this is bilateral. Why? Because same impedance is offered throughout the region. Now tell me about this one. Tell me about the last one.
From minus
Linear.
2 to plus 4.
What linear? How is it linear? It is not linear.
Okay.
See, linear, it is straight line passing through the origin, but this is not straight line. So this is non-linear. So this was asked, I think, in GATE 2003, if I am not wrong. Is it passive or is it active? So for passive, I have told you what impedance, it will be always positive. See, my students now, they are so smart, they are writing P. Good, fair, good hai matlab, hai na? So this is passive. Yes, this is passive. Now tell me, is this unilateral or bilateral?
Unilateral.
Yes, this is unilateral. Why this is unilateral? Because for bilateral, what did I tell you people? That it should be symmetrical about the origin. But this is not symmetrical about origin. See, slope is same. Slope is same. But here at 4, this is 4. But here at 4, 4 will be someplace here. It is not 4, it is minus 2. So this is not symmetrical about origin. So this is unilateral. So everyone clear up to this point? Okay. Now we have what is known as our electrical network components. Okay, network component. So the very first basic network component is what? Our resistor. See, in my usual lectures I don't write all these things. Okay, so today is our demo session and we have very less time with us, so that is why I wanted to cover a maximum syllabus or maximum coverage of the topic. So that is why I have written everything. Okay, and if you people make notes, it's good actually. Okay, so resistor, so it is a component. Basically it does what? It opposes the flow of current. We are reading this from class 11th only. Okay, we are reading this thing from class 11th. Even this formula we have seen from our class 10th only. R is equal to rho L by A, and quite obvious, sometimes we have means like recited this formula in type of poems also. R is equal to rho L by A, rho L by A 20 times, 30 times to memorize this. But how do we get this thing? How do we get this thing? First, how do we get this thing? So suppose if this is the voltage across resistance R, then we know what? Current always flows from positive to negative. So according to Ohm's law, V is what? It is IR. Okay, according to Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. And we also know this formula, R is equal to rho L by A. Okay, we have seen this. Now tell me, from where do we get this two things? Anyone? See, you people are studying for MTech and PSU. If you go into interview like ISRO, okay, if you go to ISRO, they are going to give you one chalk and ask you to explain the concept on board. Okay, and they are not going to ask you any rocket science or propulsion thing, okay, or flight mechanics. They are not going to ask anything like that. They are going to ask you very simple things, but very basic things. So can anyone tell me how do we derive these things?
Maxwell equation.
Yes, Maxwell equation. This is one of the Maxwell's equation, where J indicates your current density.
Yes.
Sigma is what?
Conductivity.
Sigma is what? It is your
Conductivity.
what? Sigma is conductivity, and
Conductivity.
E is what? It is electric field. Okay, E is electric field. So this current density, it is also written as I by A. Okay. So A is basically, if this is my conductor and it has a cross-sectional area A, and current flowing through this is what? It is I, then current density is given by I by A, okay, ampere per meter square. And this is the conductivity of this, means what I should say, resistor. So that is sigma. And E, what can I write? E, what is E? Electric field.
E by L.
So if this is the voltage produced along the terminal, and if this is the length of the conductor, basically you have seen this formula, I think,
Yeah.
with a minus sign.
Yeah.
Are you people remembering this? कुछ तो याद होगा मतलब हमको.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Your battery is running low. No. Huh? Pardon?
Field theory, sir.
Yeah, field theory. So E is equal to, so I am not using field theory here. Okay, basically I am just writing it V by L.
Yeah.
So now conductivity, it is inverse of resistivity. So I can replace rho by, sigma by 1 by rho.
Yeah.
So now calculate the ratio of V by I. You see what? It is equal to rho L by A.
Yeah.
And what is this? This is your resistance. given by rho L
by
A. So this is the basic derivation of Maxwell equation that we have for our Ohm's law. Okay, so this is how Ohm's law is derived. Fine.
Sir, I
Any
think
problem?
it's free electron theory, no sir.
Which one?
This derivation is from free electron theory from Lorentz.
No, this one it is from Maxwell equation. This one. Pardon? Are you saying something?
Okay, sir.
This is from
Okay,
your
sir.
Maxwell equation.
Sir, we normally derive these things derived in free electron theory, sir.
Yeah, so this is field theory only. If you write it
Sir,
like this.
not free field theory, sir. It's a free electron theory.
Free electron theory, I don't know about this one. But basically, I know this is your. What? Anybody's. What?
From the drift current also we can.
Yeah, drift current also you can get this. Drift current also you can get this.
Ml divided by NE square.
Yeah, drift current also you can get this.
Yeah, sir. These terminologies come in free electron theory, sir.
Yeah, so basically it comes in your field theory only. If you study EMFT, there also you are going to derive this. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, okay, one more assumption that we have is I have written over here. So Ohm's law, it is always valid for constant temperature. Okay, Ohm's law, it is valid for your constant temperature. Ohm's law, it is invalid when your temperature varies. Okay, and for a variable temperature, the resistance is given with this formula: RT is equal to R naught 1 plus alpha T. Even this is our linearized. Okay, this is something like this: 1 plus alpha T plus beta T square, something like that. This is T when my reference is from 0 degree. If this reference is not from 0 degree, then we have del T over here. Okay, so we have del T over here. So we have basically linearized this equation over RT is equal, not linearized, means approximated. This is not linearized. Okay, this is not linearized, this is approximated to lower orders. Okay, so any doubts, any place? Okay, one thing I wanted to tell you also. So this is my time domain, Ohm's law in time domain. If I take this in Laplace domain or S domain, what it will be? So all this should be in small letters, okay, small v. So this will be capital Vs is equal to capital Is into R. So this R is basically what? It is the impedance of resistor. So impedance of resistor is equal to the resistance only. Okay. Any doubts up to this point? Okay.
Sir, but sometimes I can't see you properly, sir.
What?
Screen will be like.
I can't hear you.
Sometimes I can't see sir.
What you cannot see? Any other person facing this difficulty?
It goes gray sometimes, sir. That's...
Yeah.
I don't
I'm
know.
able to see it fine the entire time.
I don't know. Means, Vinuta, are you facing the same problem? Vinuta Sayak? Priyadarshadi? No, I don't know. Means, there is some issue
Yes,
then
sir.
with your...
Sometimes it becomes blank and it comes back again.
2 seconds or 2 seconds or 1 second.
Okay, so I think
Which
there is
blank?
some issue with the network sometimes. So Subrajit has also joined. So you are late. When did you join, Subrajit? And one thing, means pandemic is there, I know. So if you have a valid reason, you can skip classes. We also have the provision for this recorded classes also. But if you are feeling good and if you people are thinking ki I don't want to attend the demo, means live class. I will be watching the recording and I will be saving time. So that is not good. Okay, I am telling you this. Live class, it gets over in your 2.5 hours, maximum 2.5 hours or 2 hours. But when you watch a recorded session of 2.5 hours, believe me that for completing that 2.5 hours, you will be taking more than 4 or 5 hours. Believe me, that is the fact. And if you want to check, you go and watch any NPTEL video and tell me or revert back if you can watch the means that same video in a single stretch. Sometimes you will be thinking, I am going to make proper notes, so you are going to pause the video and then you are going to write, so it will take time. Sometimes someone will call you and you will be wasting your time there. Okay, so try to attend. If there is a valid reason, it's okay, you can skip classes, watch the recording. But if you don't have valid reason, then sir, I joined late at 6:20. Fine, 20 minutes late. I messaged you also, okay, come join. So I was telling, don't means rely on those things, okay, means for watching the recorded session, okay, because it wastes a lot of your time. So we were done up to this point. Up to this point we were done. Now we have few basic things. Basically it is like, what is current? We all know current is what? It is dq by dt, or we know what it is, the rate of change of flow of current, rate of change of flow of charge. What about voltage? Can anyone define me what is voltage? Voltage, anyone want to define?
Work done per unit charge.
Work done per unit charge, or work done to move a charge from from infinity to a point. Yeah, so that is voltage. And basically the product of current and voltage is your power, or power is also written as what? Energy by time.
Rate of doing work.
Yeah, rate of doing work. Okay, so for resistance, if you do this, so you are going to get this two expression. Okay, very simple. Now we have something equivalent circuit. So very simple, we are studying this. So today we are not going to, even in next class also, in our regular class, we are not going to derive all those things. Means like we all know, in series connection, resistance they basically add, and in parallel connection, what happens? It is in like this fashion we are going to solve it. Okay, or R equivalent is what? It is R1 R2 R1 plus R2. Okay. Okay, one thing I want to ask you people, suppose we have two terminals, there is some impedance Z plus minus V, and this is I. When I is equal to 0, that means what? They are not in group.
Open circuit.
What group, Sayak? What are you telling me?
Open circuit.
No, Sayak said something. Okay, WhatsApp group. Yes, they are in my WhatsApp group. Yeah, so I equal to 0 is open circuit. Fine. When V equal to 0, that means what?
Short circuit.
Short circuit. Fine, it's okay. Now this is your resistance, and this is V, this is I. When I is equal to 0, what implies? What does it implies? Here at this point, when I is equal to 0, what are you going to say?
R is infinity.
R is infinity, yeah.
I is equal to 0, R is infinity. That means what?
Open circuit.
Open circuit. Fine. Now from Ohm's law, what do we know?
E is equal to IR, yeah.
So what is this? V equal to 0 means? What
Sir,
is this?
sir, it will not apply, sir. Ohm's law.
No, it will apply. So it will always apply because I am not doing anything means that is violating my Ohm's law. I am not changing the temperature. This is your lumped element. So basically remember this. Resistance has this property that it can act as open circuit and short circuit at the same time. It can act as open circuit and short circuit at the same time. If any place there is a resistor where you require it to be open circuit, if you replace that point by short circuit also, it will not change your circuit. It will not change your circuit. Here it will be just shorting out. No, I cannot place it here. So this will be a homework for you people. So let me give 2 ohm here. Is this bridge balanced or unbalanced? Bridge balanced or unbalanced? This one?
Balanced.
This is balanced bridge. So that means what? If this is balanced bridge, current flowing through here, it should be 0.
0.
Okay, current, it should be flowing 0. Current 0 means what? It is your open circuit. Now what I want you people to do, replace it by short circuit and then check. Now this will be a very good concept when you have to calculate current across short circuit. Okay, so in the next session I am going to discuss this question first, and then we are going to solve everything. So this is a very good question. I want you to prove this using a short circuit at this point. Okay, A, B, basically current is 0. Current 0 means what? It is acting as open circuit. I want you people to replace this point A, B using a short circuit and check whatever I told you, it is correct or incorrect. So this slide we have finished. Concept of absorbed power and delivered power. So few points we have already discussed about concept of absorbed power and delivered power. So this will be the last topic that we are going to see. After that we are going to end the session. Okay. Now tell me, is current here absorbed or delivered?
Delivered.
It is delivered. Okay. What is the power delivered here? It is equal to V into I. So V is 3 into 2. So that is 6 watt. Fine. What about power here? Is it absorbed or is it delivered? Power is absorbed here. And what is the absorbed power? It is 3 into 2, 6 watt. Fine. Let me change the value here. So this is 4 and let me put 12 here. Okay. 3 into 4. So this is 12 watt. Okay. Now there is one convention, a very simple convention. I have already explained why current when it goes out means like this configuration, it has your means delivered power. Because why delivered power? Here we have a negative impedance and here we have a positive impedance. Okay. Now convention that we follow is whenever current comes out from the positive terminal positive terminal, power delivered. Why power delivered? Because the conventional current is opposite to our Ohm's law. Okay, you can check if current is coming out from this branch. So basically current flows from positive to negative, but here current is flowing from negative to positive. Okay, so whenever current flows from negative to positive, that means what? It is your active source. Okay, active source means active source, or it is delivering power. And whenever current goes inside the positive terminal, or it comes out from the negative terminal, it means what? Power is absorbed. Okay, power is absorbed. Why? Because you can see the conventional current, it flows from positive to negative, and even inside this voltage source, it is flowing from positive to negative. So it is not in the opposite direction of Ohm's law. So that is what is our, what I should say, passive source, or this source, it is absorbing power. Fine. Now I want to ask you one question for the same source, this one. Okay, figure A. Previously current was flowing 2 ampere in this direction. Now if I write current in this direction minus 2 ampere, are both the circuits same or different? Tell me. This figure A and figure C. Figure A and figure C, are they different or are they the same circuit? Tell me yes or no. Means what is that?
Same, I think so.
Yeah, it is your same circuit. Because why? The direction of current has changed, but the value of current is reversed. Okay. So now tell me, if we follow the same convention, current goes inside the positive terminal. Current is going inside the positive terminal. That means what? Power is now absorbed. What is the absorbed power? It is my minus 6 watt. So remember this thing. Remember this thing. If a source, if it is delivering power, something means any value. Okay. If a source, it is delivering any value of power, the same source, it can absorb the negative of that power. You can check. This source, it is delivering plus 6 watt. It is delivering plus 6 watt. That means what? It is absorbing minus 6 watt. It is absorbing minus 6 watt. Similarly, what I can write? If this source, it is absorbing plus 12 watt, that means what? The same source, it is delivering how much watt? It is delivering how much watt? Everyone clear in this point? Tell me, is this point clear, everyone? Any doubts? Any place? Same thing you can follow for current source also. Okay, current source also. I will show you one. So let this be 2 ampere and this be 2 volt. You can see what? Current is going out from the positive terminal. That means what? Power delivered is what? 4 watt. If this current source, if it is delivering 4 watt power, that means what? The same current source, it is absorbing what? It is absorbing minus 4 watt. Okay, how? Simply I can change it like this. See, in current source, I cannot reverse the polarity of current, reverse the direction of current. It is maintained like this only, always. But what I can do? I can reverse the polarity. I can do like this. Now you are seeing what? Current is coming out from the negative, or it is going inside the positive. So that means what? Power absorbed is minus 4 watt. Okay. Any doubts? Any doubts? Any place? Tell me yes or no. Any doubts, anyone? Okay,
I have a question with the previous topic.
we're here.
No, resistance can act both as an open circuit and as a short circuit there.
Yeah, here, tell me, what is the doubt?
There, okay. When current is 0 and it's an open circuit,
Yeah,
let's consider like an electrical wire just hanging in the air. There's no current flowing between there and the ground.
what I told you, this is only valid for resistor, not wire. Have I ever mentioned it is valid for wire? I only told you this concept is valid only for resistor, not for wire.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, current through the element is 0 because the value of resistance is really high. But why does that mean that the voltage applied across it is 0?
This is little bit confusing concept, what I am telling you. Look very carefully. Here, if resistance is very, very high, you can write V is equal to IR. Okay. So if resistance is very, very high, so that means what? Basically, if you put at this place, you are saying what? R equal to infinite. So this will be what? I into infinite. So this is creating some issue here. Okay. So here we have a limit problem. So basically what I am going to do, if I solve it like this, now if I put limit R tends to infinity, what I am getting? Current is 0. Okay. Now you are asking me, why is voltage 0 at this point? Okay. Voltage, why is it 0? Now tell me one thing, 0 into infinity, what it is? Is this a defined quantity or undefined quantity? First tell me this.
It's not
Undefined.
defined.
It is what?
0.
This is 0. This is not undefined quantity. This is not undefined.
No,
This
sir,
is-
it's undefined, sir.
No, this is 0. Wait, let me check once.
It's undefined, sir. We cannot, because we don't know infinity of this infinity.
No, 0
But
into
it's
infinity.
0. Yeah, it is 0, sir.
No, it is 0, yaar. Matlab, even I have read limits. Anyone
Sir
please
means
cross?
0 into 1 by 0. Rather, because you don't know what is 0 by 0 again.
Yes, sir.
So it's undefined, sir.
Undefined.
Okay, when you have 0 by 0, so I can solve it. Where is it 0 by 0?
So infinity means
No,
some
infinity
number by
into
0.
0. Infinity into 0 is 0 only.
Yes, sir.
Infinity into 0 is 0. Yeah, tell me now, what is your doubt?
Okay, my doubt was there is a finite voltage being applied between 2 points, and just because the resistance is high and no current is flowing, we can't just put 0 in the equation where V is equal to IR and I is equal to 0.
Once again, please say what you are saying. You said what? Voltage is?
There is a finite voltage being applied across a resistor. Now the value of resistance is really, really high.
Value of resistance is very, very high.
Because of that, practically 0.000 something, very, very less current is flowing. And so we say that it's nearly equal to an open circuit. But that does not mean that the voltage applied across it is 0.
Okay, so now tell me, when R is equal to 2, what is the value of this voltage?
5.
5 volt.
5 volt.
5 volt. Okay, I will not start like that. When R equal to 0, what is the value of voltage at this
0.
point?
0.
0.
Voltage is 0. Fine. When R equal to 2, what is the value of voltage? It is
5 volts.
When R equal to infinite, what is the value of
10 volt.
It is
10 volt.
10 volts.
10 volt.
It is 10 volt. Fine. But what is the current now here? What is the current at this position?
0.
Current flowing is 0. Okay, current flowing is 0. Okay, so I think,
Yeah.
now I have corrected myself. There is some problem here. So current at this position, it is 0. So I wanted to check, wait. So voltage at this point is 0, fine. So yeah, now it is okay. Current is being 0, resistance is infinite. So where is this mistake?
Yeah, that's correct only, sir.
No. Here if you
Here
solve,
also, VA minus VB is only 0, sir. VA is also finite in the previous slide, whatever you showed. There, the potential difference is not
Is
zero.
current
That's why the
zero
current
means
doesn't flow.
norm?
no,
Sir, current zero means there will be no zero current, sir. There will be some amount of current like nano ampere or something like that.
no.
Resistance will
I
be
have
huge.
assumed it to be ideal case. Ideal case I have assumed.
Ideal case you will not get like that, sir. You will get like contradictory only always.
Contradictory you will get here. Contradictory you are getting here, but this is not ideal. Means this is ideal cases here. R0, R is
Practically,
never 0.
yes, sir.
Practically you never get 0 or infinite resistance. Infinite resistance means what? You are just disconnecting the circuit at that point. Okay.
Some small current value into that large resistance will give some significant number.
Significant voltage you will get for a practical
You will
circuit.
get.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hello,
Practical.
sir.
So I am trying to prove my own point, whatever I have said you, because
Yeah, it is correct, sir. Sir, 1 minute, sir. The 10-volt point,
yeah,
you can name it VA, and V out also. So VA minus V out is 0. So, but in this case, it is VA minus V out is 10 volt. So both the nodes will be 10 volt.
So you have proved this. If this is VA,
Correct.
so this is also now 10 volt only.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
This is also 10 volt, and here also it is 10 volt. So this will be resulting to 0.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yes,
this
sir.
will be also 0. So yes, then this point holds. That is why I was thinking, means why
Yeah, it is correct.
I
The
didn't
potential
understand this
difference
point.
is same. There is no potential difference. Both the potential
there
are
is
10
no
volt.
potential difference at
Correct.
this point. Yes, so that is why I was thinking, यार मतलब खुद का concept गलत हो गया कैसे मतलब, हाँ ना? So it's okay.
I
So
didn't
now,
understand this point.
what point you did not understand?
The last point, what both of you discussed, I didn't get that.
See, at this point, what is your voltage?
10.
10. At this point, what is your voltage?
10.
10. So basically, the voltage difference is what then?
Difference
0.
between where and where?
Difference is what? Here at this point, it is 0 only.
Yeah, that's why current is 0.
If
You can
voltage
replace
is
that with a
0,
short as well.
I can replace it with short as well.
Yes, correct, sir. Absolutely.
Okay, leave this. This is very confusing for you people. That is why I told you. This book has all such knowledges. Okay, Charles A. Deuser. Okay, this book has lot of such kind of things, and it is very, very difficult. So that is why I framed this question, because I wanted to check if it is holding true here at this place, and some of you helped me to prove that thing. Okay, so I was also thinking, यार कैसे गलत हो रहा है, कैसे गलत हो रहा है. So basically, the potential difference, it comes out to be the same, due to which point here at this point and this point we have the same voltage. So due to that, I can replace it by a short circuit also.
Yeah.
Okay. So this
Yes,
wasn't proved in that book. It was just written there that you can replace a open source, means voltage 0 in resistance, by a open circuit, or a open circuit resistance by a short circuit resistance. Okay. And even if you think whatever I am saying is wrong, you do one thing. You check for this case, and even here also. Even here, when R is infinite, that means what? This is open circuit. You replace it by short circuit. You replace it by short circuit. Then what we are getting here? Then I will.
R
Sir,
is
we
equal
need to
to 0.
replace 2 ohm by short circuit, right?
What? Pardon?
we need to replace the 2 ohm by
2
short
ohm by
circuit.
short circuit. So I am going to replace by 2 ohm by short circuit. Fine. Then current will be flowing. Then
Yeah,
again
yeah.
I am having the problem.
No, sir, you told whenever the across 2 ohm, the potential difference is 0, so the current will be 0. So you can
Yeah.
replace the 2 ohm by a
Yes.
short
So,
circuit as well. It's the same
and the
point.
current will be 0 here in this resistance. That is what I am telling.
Correct,
Current
correct, correct,
flowing
correct.
through
Okay,
this
okay, sir.
resistance will be 0, whereas all the current that is flowing, whenever you place a
Bypass.
resistance and a short circuit path, current it will flow through the least resistance path. Are you getting? Let
Yeah,
me
yeah,
read
yeah, correct.
the diagram. Means I was directly replacing, so that is why this problem was happening. Now what I told, this is open circuit, so let me replace it by a short circuit. So I did this. So now what will happen? Whatever current that is coming from here, let me assume it I. So here this is open circuit terminal, okay? So this current, it will directly flow from here. Why? Because this is the least resistance path. Current has the property of flowing through the least resistance path. So current flowing through this resistor is what? It is 0. Understood? And what is the
Right,
voltage
sir.
across this current? Voltage across this resistor. It is also 0. Voltage is also 0, and current flowing through this resistance is also 0. Now you people
Yeah.
understood what I am trying to say? I
Yes.
should have directly made this circuit, then it would have been easier for you people to understand rather than telling you here. Where have I done that? Yes, here that it is very confusing at this point, but here it is very clear. Now is it okay, or should I
Yeah.
explain it once again?
It's okay now.
It's okay. Okay then. Any other doubts you people have? My phone, it switched off. So fine, I am going to see from here. So any doubts, anyone?
No, sir.
Okay, you people don't have any doubt. Okay, so then we will have our first class. I don't know whenever Dinesh sir will schedule. So any doubt regarding admission process or anything, you can ask me. Means those of you who are already in the class, so for them it's okay, you people can leave, or others if you have any doubt, so you can ask me. Okay, related to GATE exam or anything, you can ask me. Okay then, welcome all of you, and I hope to see all of you in our class. So how many of you have already joined with IGC?
I have.
Okay, I cannot differentiate between you people. What are your names?
Shri Prada.
Okay, Sripada. And someone else also said joined.
Yeah,
Pardon?
my name is Rahul, right, John.
Okay, Rahul also joined. So I am also Rahul. Fine. So Rahul joined. Okay. Okay. So anyone else? Okay. So then we are going to meet in our first class. And sir, will you recapitulate from the first part what you have discussed? When? See, this lecture will be available online. Okay. On YouTube, it will be available, Shubhrajit. So first part, when you want to, means where in class? Surajit? Okay, today, now, yes, I can do that for you. Yeah, I can do that, no issues. Means if you people don't have doubts, you can leave. I will explain Surajit in a very brief manner, and rest of you people can leave. Okay. Or one thing, Surajit, this lecture, it will be, means the recorded lecture, it will be available to you on YouTube. You can do that also. You can see that, or it's okay. From where? From unilateral to bilateral. Okay, I can do that. Okay, it will take me just 5 minutes. So rest all, if you people don't have any doubts, you can leave. Okay. Okay, bye. And take care, all of you. Welcome. Yeah. So, Subrajit, you want me to explain? I think from here you want me to explain. Okay, so from here to here, fine. So basically, what is linear and non-linear circuit? Linear circuit are those elements, linear elements are those elements whose VI characteristics it passes through the straight line through origin. I have joined the session from unilateral to bilateral. Before that, okay, so before that, yes, I am going to explain that only. Yeah. So bilateral. So only one slide is there. Only one slide is here. So linear elements are those elements whose VI characteristics it is in the form of straight line passing through the origin. So this figure A is basically what? It is your linear element. This is non-linear. Why? Because here you have the expression in the form of y is equal to mx plus c. And I have explained whenever we have initial values in the system, so initial value it introduces non-linearity. Okay, it introduces non-linearity. So you can check here in this capacitor equation. So when I had an initial value in this capacitor, so my equation capacitor voltage it looks something like this. And now if I try to solve it, if I open this, so it will be looking like this. If I take Laplace transform, so it is in the form VCS is equal to I by S CS plus VC 0 minus by S. So this is my initial value, and you can see what this is in the form of y is equal to mx plus c. So whenever you have an equation in the form y is equal to mx plus c, it is our non-linear equation. Okay, non-linear equation. So that is why this type of equation is non-linear. So what I had said, R, L and C, they are my linear element when L and C, they have zero initial values. Resistance cannot store any value, it cannot have past value. But inductor and capacitor, it can store past value. So for inductor and capacitor to act as my linear element, it should have zero initial value. Okay, so this is what I had explained in this slide. And non-linear characteristics, this is non-linear characteristics. Why? You can see this is not straight line, whereas it is passing through the origin, but this is not your straight line. Okay, so this is what I had explained in before bilateral and unilateral. And before this slide, I had explained just this marks distribution and syllabus only. So you haven't missed anything. Okay. Any other doubts you have? Subrajit? Subrajit, you have any doubts? Hello? Subrajit, hello? Okay, then I am ending the session. Okay, thank you.